Hello, we're going to be revisiting the Suffolk County plan to change Suffolk County bus service here on the website here, and I've already contacted some legislators about this, and they appreciated my concerns, and I'm going to be reaching out to some of the people on the team who are putting this thing together because. There's huge problems with this plan. All right, so we're going to go into this right here. All right, reimagine transit, and this is basically plans to streamline bus service. This is what I've been told. So, and when we ever hear the term streamline, it usually means one thing, and that's cut. I understand that the county wants to make more make the service go further, but the issue here is that we're seeing service reductions in their plan. So these are the existing. This is a chart of the existing service here, and this is one thing I didn't show you. All right, and you can see here the S58. Starts running, it's between 5 and 6 and ends around 8. All right, so you can see that. All right, and it has mostly hourly service. All right, I'm pointing out some routes here because you're going to see how the S58 really gets shortchanged in this plan. All right, that they have. All right, this is what's currently going on. And again, please look at the document, download it, read it, because there's a lot of information in here. All right. So when we go down and we look at their chart, which we're going to go down here. First of all, we're going to look at the map. All right. So we're going to go down here and look at the map again. The concepts, the ridership concepts and stuff. So this would be the coverage concept that you see here. All right. This is the coverage concept. All right. So the coverage concept basically has more routes, but not less frequent service and less service hours on them. All right. So in this concept, you see the 62 is going to continue to run. There are going to be some demand response areas. The 58 it will continue to run. The 62 routing gets changed here and goes down to an area that Calverton Hills. And then goes back up. I don't even know why. Because of the 8A being eliminated. So they get rid of the 8A. All right. The 68 also gets eliminated. And you have a demand response area over here in the North Bellport area. The 66 doesn't go down South Country anymore. It goes straight down through North Bellport. All right. And then it goes down to Mastic Beach and it goes down here. All right. The 92... it should be split, in my opinion. The 92 should be split. I don't know why they're not that. None of these plans split the 92, by the way. And then you have the 58 going all the way up to Stony Brook and all the way back again from Brentwood, which is crazy. So absolutely nuts what this does to some of these routes. All right, the pluses of this plan. I'm not going to say everything is bad. Because you have the 50, you have what is now the 6 serving the airport, which makes more sense. And you have a route from Ronkonkoma to Stony Brook, which I think is a great idea. You should do that. But it gets rid of the 57. It gets rid of the 59. So if you want to go to Sayville from Ronkonkoma, now you got to go all the way to Patchogue and all the way back again. And you can see the whole cluster of routes here in the southwestern part of the county, which gets the most added service. All right. But when we look at the coverage concept, look at what they wind up doing to the service headways, the service hours, I should say. All right. All right. So in the coverage concept, you're only going to get half-hourly service on the 2, the 6, and the 1. All right. All right, and of course, all the numbers are changed to confuse everything else. These are your on-demand areas. So no more 10C, it becomes an on-demand area. All right, now remember when the 10C used to be crowded, but Maybe it isn't crowded anymore. But this is what's really disturbing, the coverage concept. Look at the service hours. Most routes end at 6 o'clock at night. So there's no night service at all, except on a few routes. You'll have 2A and 2B will have a night service, as well as the 2 and the 1. So the South Shore and the western part of the county get more night service. The rest of us get stranded, all right? However, all routes run on Sundays, and all routes run on Saturdays, all right? But the service hours ending at 6 o'clock, I mean, come on, that's next to useless. And then you demand your demand on-demand service would basically end at 6 as well, all right? But it would run 7 days a week, all right? So you're taking away night service, all right? Okay, so now we go and we look at the Ridership Concept Map, and you know you've seen the Ridership Concept Map already, where there's no more S62. How can you not have anything on Route 25A in Rocky Point? This whole area. I understand ridership on the 62 has dropped off. It may be because of the pandemic. I remember when it used to be fairly busy. But you still need a route going through this area to have nothing. I mean, for me, I won't be able to go to hiking in the Rocky Point Pine Barrens anymore. I won't be able to get to the Sandhills anymore. All you have is the 58, which is still going to run every hour. This is the thing. Oh, you can see a lot more dark blue routes now. So a lot more, these are going to run more often, a lot of these routes. But you see, the 58 still not getting enough service. The 66 runs more often now. So this, again, favors the South Shore. All right? The 58 in this plan is more or less closer to its normal route. You still have that frequent service between Ronkonkoma and Stony Brook. All right? But you have many less buses and no 62. So how are you supposed to get... All these people are going to be stranded, and it's not like it's an even on-demand coverage area. It's nothing here. So you're going to be stranded, all right? Here are the close-up maps here you can see here. But here's what really gets you. Oh, all right, service levels will be expanded, but guess which route still runs very little? The 58 still ends at 6 o'clock. Yeah, it still ends at 6 o'clock. Meanwhile, all the other routes run later except for the 58 and the 55. Everything else runs later. All right? So it's a reduction in service for most riders to benefit select geographical areas of the county. That's what all it's doing, is redistributing service away from the middle and the North Shore and giving it to the South Shore and the western part of the Suffolk County. So because of this, if I'm in Riverhead late now, I have to leave Riverhead by 6 o'clock, which is ridiculous. It's bad enough the last bus on the 58 is at 6:45, and it should be later. How am I supposed to get back? I'm going to have to go to the South Shore because the 66 will run late. And you know the way this is going. I'm going to have to move to the South Shore. But I'm not allowed to live there. So we all know what's going to happen. It's all part of the plan. And I called the legislators, and I told them this is going to make it harder. And they were understanding, but it's like the county wants to get more. The Balone is behind this. Cuomo's behind this. So many people are behind these plans. All right? And it's going to make things much harder for me. But that's part of the plan. Despite the fact that we have so much wealth moving toward Long Island, life for the island's lower income and middle class and the disabled continue to get harder, despite the fact we have more wealth than ever living here on the island. That's really what burns me up. And it's not fair. This is how they're trying to price us out. They're like, okay, you'll be better off if you live on the South Shore. But you're not allowed to live on the South Shore because that's for a certain demographic. You're not going to be allowed to live there. You're not going to be able to get housing there. And why should I have to move? It's ridiculous. But we all know that's all part of the plan, right? It's all part of the plan. And make it harder for me. All right, at least I don't live in Suffolk County. At least I live in Nassau. At least NICE hasn't proposed such crap. All right? At least NICE came out with a plan a while ago that was actually pretty good. This is a disaster. Give NICE credit. They did a better job than Suffolk County on this, all right? This is a mess. And so I'm going to be reaching out to the people involved in this plan and letting them know. If either of these plans happen, I'm going to have to go do a lot less hiking in Jersey, especially a lot less hiking on Long Island. Because it's going to be harder for me to get to the Pine Barrens. And it's going to be harder for me to get back from Riverhead to the middle of the island. Either that or I have to move to the South Shore. And we all know that's going to be a very uphill battle because the snobs down there, they only want to be with their own kind. They don't want to be with other people. They don't want people like me living in those towns. All right? We all know that. We all know this. They're extremely racist and arrogant down there. That's why they're all the same kind of people. All right? And, you know, it gets to the point where, well, if they take away the 62, I can't even get to Rocky Point. All I have is the 58, which is still going to have, which is going to have worse service. All right? Meanwhile, the 66 will have great service. If I lived on the South Shore, I'd be golden. That's where I'm going to have to move to. If this kind of, but again, I'm not allowed to live there. We all know that. We all know that this plan is horrible. All right? I mean, it's bad enough that you look at the main line schedule. And I mean, we have the main line having reliability issues, all right? We look at the Montauk branch schedule, all right, which is going to see service improvements eventually, all right? As we get toward the summer, I'm sure they're going to restore more service. But you look at the weekdays, and going out of Patchogue at night, for instance, all right, they actually have more buses than more trains than out of Ronkonkoma. So if you miss the 7:39, all right, you got to wait 2 hours for the 9:39, all right? And then after the 9:39, there's the 10:35, and then you transfer at Babylon. Whatever you're going to be able to transfer, you're going to get frequent service at Babylon. Great, all right? But when you look at Ronkonkoma, when you look at the Ronkonkoma line and you see going back from out east, look what they have here. It's a terrible gap here they have. So if you miss the 7:58, you got to wait till 10:14 at night. That's an over 2 hour gap. This Friday only train is express, by the way. It's a Greenport train that runs to Jamaica. Only Fridays. All right. So the service is worse in the middle of the island. All right. Oh, we're getting a third track. Service will get better. They keep saying service will get better, but it keeps getting worse, while the South Shore keeps getting all the benefits. All right. So this is all part of a big plan here. You see what's going on. All right. You see what's going on. All right. So they're making it harder for me to get back to Mineola, all right, which is where I live right here. So I live right here in Mineola. They're making it harder for me to get back from Mineola from the Pine Barrens out east, all right? So they're making it harder for me to get there, harder for me to get back, all right? All right? And it gets to the point where I'm going to have to say, all right, if I can't live on the South Shore, and I want to go hiking, I'm going to have to go to New Jersey. And then I got to deal with the city and being dangerous. But, you know, at least I know I can get back from Tom's River fairly late. And I'll have train service from the city to Mineola. Or I can move to the South Shore and fight my way to live down there. But we all know what it is. Except I don't want to move. I don't want to move. But I'd have to fight to live in Lynbrook or Rockville Center, or Merrick, or Belmore, or Wantor, or Seaford, or Massapequa, or Massapequa Park, or Babylon, or maybe even Lindenhurst. All right? Even Copeg is turning around, you know. Freeport might even turn around. Baldwin might even turn around. They have more of a chance of turning around than the middle of the island areas like Hempstead or Coram. You know, but it's all about the South Shore. Well, and this plan is just all part of that. But again, you're not allowed to be there. That's an area that's designated a green zone for a certain demographic only. All right? So they call it a green zone. Put it like this, all right? This is all a green zone here. Most of it. Just drawers here like this. All right? This is all a green zone. All right? All right? Now, while the middle of the island is declared a red zone. All right? And put all the problems in the middle of the island. All right? All right? So that's what they want to do. And this is all part of the plan, folks. It's all part of the plan. Despite the fact we have more wealth moving to the island, we keep cutting bus service, particularly in Suffolk County. Suffolk County transit is bad enough as it is, and this plan just makes it worse. It makes it much worse. And, you know, it gets to the point where, you know, you can't even get to the Pine Barrens on Long Island anymore. And then you're going to have to, well, most people don't take the bus to the Pine Barrens. That's the excuse. All right. I know that. But let's look at the areas that are served here by these routes. Let's look at these areas, all right? You have a lot of people in Coram and Selden and even Center Reach and Middle Island that work in Riverhead at all the stores and businesses there. How are they supposed to get home when the last bus is at 6 p.m.? Huh? It's bad enough the last bus is at 6:45, which isn't late enough. How are they supposed to get back? Are they going to have to go all the way to the South Shore, huh? They're going to have to go all the way, take the 66, all the way to Patchogue, and then all the way back up, right? That's what they're going to have to do. Because it's all about those people on the South Shore. Right? It's all about them. And the excuse that the legislators has is, well, more people live there. More people live there. That's the excuse I got. More people live there. A lot of people live in Coram. A lot of people live in Selden. A lot of people live in Middle Island. They just don't happen to be rich. All right? It just seems to be a forgotten area. People think the middle of the island is all sticks. They don't realize people actually live here. So it's all about the South Shore. And this plan is just another example of that. And so me and as well as my colleagues at Passengers United, we're going to continue to stop this plan, this redesign. This is sort of, we saw the same thing, kind of disaster in Queens and what that turned out to be. But at least in Queens, people spoke up. The question is, are people in Suffolk County speaking up? Because we all know that the people don't really get involved in these kind of issues here. And Long Island has a traffic problem, especially Riverhead. I mean, so many people go to Riverhead, Tanger, and all these stores here, and you get takeaway bus service. Let's encourage more people to drive. Let's get more cars on the road. It's so stupid. It's just so stupid. It's so stupid. It really is. I mean, this road here is a traffic jam all the time. All right? I mean, and you're going to have more people on the roads when you should be having less people on the roads by encouraging people with public transportation. Yes, it's going to take money. The Suffolk County kicks in $40 million a year to the bus system. All right? But this is a cut in service. This plan is a cut in service. And my suggestion to Connect Long Island and Jarrett Walker and Associates, go back to the drawing board. Because this plan is a disaster. All right? Especially for people in the middle of the island. Especially for people on the North Shore. While the South Shore and the western parts of the county, particularly Babylon, benefit. And we all know it's part of the plan. I'm not dumb. I'm here to fight the plan. Fight it with every fiber in my body. Thanks for watching.